Interesting question because it relates to many of us. Because if I look at it, a sentence that starts with a blank, most likely I'll have to read further, is unlikely to gain reputation for reliability. What kind of a person we do not know, because all the three are negative words. Embezzler is somebody who plays around with money. Malingerer is somebody who feigns illness for not going to a job. Pilferer is somebody who steals. So, embezzler, malingerer, or pilferer, we do not know. Is unlikely to gain reputation. Obviously, any of these three. So, let me read further. God's poorly disguised excuses, however, were improperly interpreted by his. Poorly disguised excuses are typical malingerer. Who is a malingerer? Who says that, sir, I am not feeling well, that's why I'm not coming to the office. So, malingerer is that kind of a person. So, I get this clue from here. Poorly disguised excuses. So, malingerer is unlikely to gain reputation for reliability. However, something else is happening. However, were improbably interpreted by his hypochondriac employee. What is hypochondriac? Hypochondriac is somebody who is very cautious about health, who is always finicky about health. That, oh, I am not feeling well. Maybe something is wrong with me, etc., etc. So, hypochondriac employee, interpreted by his dash hypochondriac employee as a sign of great foresight and. So, what by his dash hypochondriac employer? So, it may be not be caustic. Caustic is somebody who is a remark that is blatant, which is scathing, which is biting. No. Imposing is somebody who is, you can say, grand, or somebody who is very impressive. Nothing like that. Trepidatious is a word which means somebody with who's a bit nervous, cautious, kind of uh, a bit anxious kind of a man is trepidatious. So, however, were improbably interpreted by his trepidatious hypochondriac employers as a sign of great foresight. So, this boss, whosoever he was, his employer was trepidatious, was nervous, and hypochondriac, too much health cautious, as a sign of great foresight. And insipid is tasteless, nothing to do with insipid. Temerity is boldness. Sagacity means wisdom. So let's read it again. A malingerer is unlikely to gain reputation for reliability. God's poorly disguised excuses, however, were improbably interpreted by his trepidatious hypochondriac employees as a sign of great foresight and sagacity. Uh, let's play around with this word. Sagacious means wise. Salacious, if you are there in our vocabulary marathon, you will learn these words. Salacious is somebody who is indecent, who is obscene, who is something that is pornographic, etc. Another word, sententious. Sententious or sanctimonious, who are always preaching morality, giving moral advice. There's a word called salubrious, which means healthy. Must have heard this word, seditious. Seditious means to give a speech that will incite people to do violence. So inciting people. So one word, sagacity or sagacious means wise, salacious means indecent, sententious or sanctimonious means morality or somebody who preaches morality, salubrious means healthy, seditious means to give a speech that will incite people to be violent. Anyway, that's a bit of a word list done. Okay, the last bit today. Concerned about the financial well-being of the elderly citizens, the government of Runagia decided 2 years ago to increase by 20% the government's provided pension and paid all Runagians over 65. Inflation in the intervening period has been negligible and the increase has been duly received by all Runagians. Nevertheless, many of them are no better off financially than they were before the increase, in large part because now he is trying telling us to derive a conclusion based on certain facts. The pension increased by 20%. The inflation is not. The inflation means rise in the price. In the intervening period was negligible. The increase in the increase has been duly received by the eligible Runagins. So it was properly distributed. Then also, nevertheless, many of them are no better off financially. Why that may happen? Think about the situation. Say, monthly expenses are say $1. Your pension is $100. So the $50 are compensated by children. Your life goes on. Pension goes up. Expenses, this is the expense, remains the same. There is no inflation. The pension has gone up by 20%. Say it's 120 now. Now these children are smart. They said that dad, you're doing fine with your pension has gone up. So let it be. I will give you $30. So will the lifestyle change? No. So that's what is happening here. Look at option E. In Runagaya, children typically supplement income of elderly parents, but only by enough to provide them with comfortable living. So option E is the answer. Nevertheless, many of them are no better off financially than they were before the increase, in large parts because in Runagaya, children typically supplement the income of elderly parents, but only by enough to provide them a comfortable living. Clear? See, the questions have been of variety, and you need to have a preparation which takes into account every type. I skipped a couple of questions because I found them a bit repetitive. So tried to cover everything whichever type is there. There are multiple types, and you need to have very good practice because if you want to really crack it. Anyway, what we provide is the moment you log in, this is the student login. There is a video library. You've got more than 30 plus videos are there. You can my training, which will be weekly and will go on for 8 weeks. You will have a backup here, not the one. These are all studio recorded, so this is there. The entire course material as far as the self-paced course that's there. There is a test series there, which is like you can see. It looks something like this: 70 odd tests, 74, I think, 75 is the number. So great variety as per the level it's there. Test time periods are less. So once you are through with this, you have to go with this. There are 8 pages. So these are the tests of different types. So TC and SC, and there are sentence equivalents also. Then again, we come out with TC and SC. So 20, 20, 20, 20 to 25 tests on every type. There are RC tests also. The end is followed by the lastly you will have the verbal sectional tests. There are 10 tests. So after once you're through with this, you go for this. And I'm telling you, your exam ready by 200%. No other prep house does this kind of a thing. What do you get when you enroll? Simple. Maximum number of questions solved online. Nobody solves so many questions. And every type of questions we have covered, and they are real GRE questions. Whatever we discussed till now, they have appeared in GRE somewhere. I being the only mentor here, my colleagues they support me in the other activities. I have scored this, and so I know how to crack it. In most of the cases, nobody has scored, and somebody is teaching. I don't know. You get an access to the student page, so 70 subsectional tests on TCSC and RC on different formats that will cement your purple level. 10 verbal sectional tests, which is a must do. The real GRE challenge, because I call it a real GRE challenge. The moment if you score, I can say if you're scoring 80 to 90% in these, you are through with a 165 plus score for sure. A video library with 45 hours of recording. You may need them for assistance. I am there 24/7, so that's something I can vouch upon that yes, I'll be there. How different are we from the conventional? Yes, we are different. I am saying the way we have rolled it out is very different. From basic to this level, nobody covers. Either they are at this level only, or they are at very basic level also, only, because most of them do not teach the higher ones. They say that get a 320. Even the best of the prep house. I fail to understand this kind of statement. My parents never taught me to get a passing mark. This is a passing mark for me. This doesn't land me in any of the top level institutions. It is completely pre-work driven, means you do it, then you attend my class, then you do a post work. So one topic covered, pre-work done by you, followed by post work done by you, followed by a class, followed by a post work. That cements learning. There are 20 tests of every subsection. So we broke up even the verbal part into parts. We are going to roll out the quant part in a fortnight, so it's going to be fun over there also. Loads of tests. Total 60 tests are there, and there are plus 10 verbal sectional tests, VSTs. As we saw, it is in three types of questions: easy, medium, and hard questions to bolster your understanding. 10 verbal sectional tests. So that much with some early bird offers till the end of May. I think in 2 months, I can tell you, you will be left with enough material that if you add up a month of practice here, you are exam ready. You do not need a single page extra, I can guarantee it. And if you do this much, I say you are through with 165 plus. But you'll have to diligently do it. Fine, folks. Any questions you have got, please you can ask me. I'll be happy to answer. Any question. You can just unmute, and if you can ask me anything, I'll be happy to answer. Yes. Somebody has texted me something. Okay. So he is asking me that how long are the sessions? So the sessions are every session will be 2 to 3 hours, and we'll be meeting every Saturday and Sunday. This is the this is the basic requirement. You'll have a week's time to prepare something, and then the next Saturday and Sunday. So that's how we'll go. Anything else? Right, folks. Thank you. I think we are exhausted with the questions. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.